record-setting performance in Toronto, David Price looks to kickstart the homestand and keep the Rays in the chase. It's the Rays and the Orioles now on Sun Sports. Welcome to Friday Night Rays, presented by the Hard Rock at Night. Tonight, the Rays return home from a 4-3 road trip, and they take on the Baltimore Orioles in the first of a 3-game series. This, the next to the last homestand of the regular season. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball. With Brian Anderson, I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard tonight. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis throughout the evening as well. A very big game tonight for the Rays as they try to stay relevant with an eye toward the postseason. Boy, they had a tough road trip, even though they won more than they lost, and every game is critical. And they sent David Price to the mound. He has been very, very good. If a 19-game winner a year ago could emerge this year, we're starting to see that.
I don't know if there's been a 4-game stretch even last year where David Price has been this good. He's been pitching. You know, that started on a road trip that, you know, he had a rough one against Oakland. He gave up 4 runs, didn't get it out of the 5th inning, and then had to go on a road trip where he's going to pitch against the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. And what he did, he went 8 innings against those guys, gave up virtually nothing, won both of those ball games, still pitched very well against Detroit in a loss where he gave up 2 earned runs in 8 innings, again threw the ball well. And then what he did last time out, he set the franchise record for strikeouts in a game. 14 punch-outs in 7 innings. He has been very good with the fastball away, the fastball glove side. We've talked about the changeup, the improvement on the changeup. He's been using that a lot more. He has been pitching, and he has been absolutely dominant, starting to get into the head of these hitters, and they're having a hard time figuring him out.
Yeah, he's always had that great arm, and now we're seeing him utilize that and pitch right along with it. Tonight, the Coventry Healthcare pitching matchup. 2 lefties go at it. David Price searching for victory number 13, and Zach Britton with a mark of 8-9, just 23 years old. He is very impressive, dating back to the beginning of this season. The Rays saw him make his major league debut. Rays and the Baltimore Orioles just moments away. Baltimore, the first of 3 teams coming in on this homestand. When we come back, we'll hear more from Todd Callis. to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida, lighting the way to better health. By AutoWay. AutoWay is part of AutoNation, the largest automotive retailer in the country, so we can do big things. And by AT&T. Welcome back to Tropicana Field. The Rays and the Orioles set to square off. First game of the series and the first game of the homestand for the Rays. Right now, let's go to Todd Callis.
All right, Dwayne, thank you very much. And there is David Price finishing up his warm-up tosses, getting ready for a little Friday night baseball with a new catcher behind the plate. He's never thrown to Jose Lobaton in a major league regular season game. For Price, he just wrapped up 14 strikeouts in his last start, breaking the franchise mark that had been shared by James Shields and Scott Kazmir. We asked Shields about that mark as well. We also asked Price about how he's pitched his last 4 games.
It was overdue, long overdue. I think he's one of the best pitchers in the game as far as my opinion goes, and he's got unbelievably electric stuff. In that game, I mean, he was electric. I mean, he could have thrown any pitch, any count, and I'm really happy for him.
I'm the best pitcher I've ever been right now. That's fun. You got to try and hold on to these times right here and continue to go with it.
Our Geico quotes of the game from Price and Shields, our Toyota trend. You'll see that the records are very similar home and road for David Price, but the ERA 1.30 better at Tropicana Field than on the road. He loves pitching indoors in 72-degree temperatures. We're ready for baseball on a Friday night. It's the Rays and the Orioles kicking off a 9-game homestand. David Price against another lefty, Zach Britton, on the mound for Baltimore. Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson will have all the action coming up next right here on Sun Sports.
To begin this homestand, the Orioles in for 3, then Texas and Boston. And tonight's game against Baltimore is presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. David Price on the hill for the Rays. Here is the lineup he'll be facing, put together by the Baltimore skipper Buck Showalter. J.J. Hardy leads it off at short, followed by their right fielder, Nick Markakis. Adam Jones hits third in front of the DH, Vladimir Guerrero. Matt Wieters will catch. Mark Reynolds is at first base, with Robert Andino playing over at third, batting seventh. Nolan Reimold is at left, hitting eighth. And Ryan Adams will bat ninth. He is the second baseman.
Well, making the start tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander David Price, and there may not be another pitcher in the game that's on the run that David is right now. He'll be making his 29th start, but his last 4 have been absolutely dominant. 31 innings of work, 30 strikeouts, has given up just 3 earned runs, and that all culminated in his last start, where he went 7 innings up in Toronto, punched out 14, gave up no runs in a dominating win.
And here we go tonight with David Price facing the Baltimore Orioles. Rays and the Orioles 6-6 in their season series. First pitch of this game, and there's a strike. Fastball on the outside edge to J.J. Hardy. So we're underway. Hardy hitting .270, and he's having another big home run year. There's strike 2. He's in the top 10, 8th in the American League in home runs with 26. That's strike 3 called on the outside part of the plate, and Hardy walks away shaking his head.
And he should. David Price goes fastball down and away, strike 1, fastball middle in, strike 2, and then backdoor cutter, strike 3. Didn't get the bat off of his shoulder. Go sit down. I mean, that's just how good he's been.
And here's Nick Markakis. Well, with the emergence of that very good changeup and utilizing the cutter the way he has to go with what's anywhere from a 95 to a 98 mile per hour fastball, pretty good combination right there.
Yeah, I mean that's it. And what has been even better when you talk about that fastball, or I shouldn't say better, but just as good, is the fact that he's been very good with it glove side. When he's throwing the ball in, it's getting in. Away, it's where he wants it. He's spotting the fastball, and then you're right, the changeup, using the cutter like a slider almost at times. Like that one to Hardy, that's a backdoor cutter. Now we'll see him at times use that to a lefty, where he'll get on top of it a little bit more, give it a little bit of depth, and it also almost becomes a very hard slider. But he is becoming a pitcher right before our eyes here in the last month.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's hard to think that a guy who won 19 games last year, we're seeing here a year later in August and now September emerge as a pitcher. He's already won 19 games,
yeah,
but he's a much better pitcher right now than he's ever been.
It shows you how good his stuff is, how good that fastball is. He's been a one-trick pony, basically. None of the off-speed have been consistent for a long period of time.
The 1-2 again upstairs with that fastball around 97. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch pretty close. He missed. Fastball, and the count is full. Markakis, the right fielder, up in the number 2 spot here against the lefty David Price. Markakis a little over 280 overall and 250 against lefties. You see his numbers against David Price, 8 out of 20. And he got him. Wow. There's that first changeup of the night.
Lefty on lefty. Full count changeup. What do you think David Price thinks about this pitch? Full count. You see the grip. Throws it with conviction. That is absolutely nasty. And the fact that he'd be willing to go left on left changeup in a full count tells you, that absolutely shows you what the kind of confidence that David has in that pitch right now, and he realizes it's that good.
Yeah, big statement right there.
Second hitter of the game, right?
So here's Adam Jones. Jones goes after the fastball. Why not? First pitch and a high popper. That's Kyer out there. He had a little trouble tracking that ball, but he manages to haul it in with a sigh of relief. He heads in toward the dugout.
23rd start of the season, an 8-9 record. He had half of those wins by the end of April. You'll remember he pitched against the Rays back here, second game of the season, and was very, very good. Has a heavy sinker for a left-hander, slider, changeup. He keeps it pretty simple. A lot of ground balls with this guy when he's going good. Kind of like Feldman the other night. If you're starting to see early ground balls, not a good sign for the Rays.
Yeah, had a little shoulder issue in August and spent some time on the disabled list with some inflammation. But a very good-looking young pitcher for the Orioles. Here's Desmond Jennings, and the first pitch is a strike. Jennings hitting .324 to start this homestand. And a ground ball, one hop, grabbed by Adams. Go to first, not in time. Any amount of time at all that it takes a fielder to come up with the ball, whether it's moving right or left, going back, taking a little time gloving, unloading, no chance to get Jennings.
I will tell you something right now. Having played for Buck Showalter, his attention to detail is second to none. And I guarantee you that he told these guys that on ground balls with Desmond Jennings, you better get rid of the ball right now because the guy's got blazing speed and he hustles all the time. Ryan Adams, I don't know if he was paying attention because that was a hard hit ground ball to second base that Desmond Jennings just beat out.
Well, here's Johnny Damon. The pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, that's the way Jennings plays the game. Number one, he's gifted with great speed, but he will bust it right out of the batter's box and has himself a hit.
Hey, Dwayne, tell me how many guys hit a hard hit one hopper on a play that's in front of you and see the second baseman come up with it and just go ahead and kick it into 75% and run semi-hard down to first base till they're out.
Yeah, that's why Jennings is so refreshing to see. You can't help but like him and the way he plays the game. Damon bounces it foul and the count is 2-1. We've seen two things in this game. If you're a baseball fan, we've seen two things that are really exciting. The changeup that Price threw to Markakis, 3-2, a left-handed hitter, to get him.
Yep.
And that base hit, an infield hit by Desmond Jennings. That's great stuff.
It really is. Only 3 outs in.
The 2-1 pitch inside. Now it's 3-1 to Johnny Damon.
The sad part for me is that Desmond Jennings and that hustle on that hit second base stands out. That should be the norm.
Yep.
That's what's sad.
Yeah, that's right.
But regardless, you can count on that from him.
Now Damon takes ball 4. It's an infield hit and a walk, and the Rays have the first 2 men aboard.
Well, let's take a look at the Baltimore defense as it lines up behind Britton in the outfield, left to right. Nolan Reimold, Adam Jones, and Nick Markakis across the infield, third to first. Robert Andino, J.J. Hardy, Ryan Adams, and Mark Reynolds. Matt Wieters gets the call behind the plate. Tonight's Oriole defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the Sweet Spot.
So the Rays trying to build an inning in the first here against Zach Britton. He went through a stretch this year where he had some first inning problems. And the Rays trying to push that a little bit right here.
Well, how about on July the 30th, the first inning problem he had against the New York Yankees, where he didn't get out of the first. Went 1/3 of an inning, gave up 7 hits, 9 runs, 6 were earned. That's a rough one.
Yep. First pitch to Evan Longoria. That's a strike. Well, he's had a couple of those on the road, and when you look at his numbers, they're really skewed. Of course, he pitches in a hitter's ballpark in Baltimore, but his numbers are much better there than on the road, and he's run into a couple of those really tough outings on the road that tend to skew his home and away numbers.
Well, there you go. Look at over 4 ERA, over 4.2.
Yeah,
just about 4.2, and the ERA higher on the road.
It's 11 starts on the road, 11 at home, and the difference you see. 2 balls and a strike. Jennings aboard at second, Damon at first. A little pop foul, that's going to be out of play. So it's a 2-2 count. And the pitch is fouled away. So it's still 2-2. Having a good run production month there with 24 runs batted in. He has 77 for the year. And a liner, base hit into left toward the corner. Jennings on his way to the plate. Damon hitting third. Foley's going to wave him around. He's going to score. It's a double for Longoria, and the Rays lead 2-0. Evan Longoria with a two-base hit into the left field corner, and the Rays grab the lead.
Well, Evan Longoria's body was fooled by the changeup, but he kept his hands back just long enough. Watch how out in front. There he goes. He's out in front, but he keeps the hands back, and he's able to go down and get that pitch. How about that for some pretty good reads by those two runners, Damon and Desmond.
Ben Zobrist takes a pitch down and in, 1-0. Yeah, Johnny could run as hard as he wants. He could never catch up with Jennings.
No.
But you're right. Good base running all around there. Strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 1-1. Now Britton, who had that very tough outing against the Yankees you referenced on the 30th of July, coming off 7 shutout innings against the Yankees at home in Baltimore. And Zobrist sends a fly ball back into deep right. Markakis turned completely around, makes the catch on the track out there, and after the grab, Longoria advances to third.
Man, Dwayne, how about that last start that you just referenced? That in New York, 7 innings is shutout. No runner reached third base.
Yeah.
Right now, 3 out of the first 4 for the Rays have not only reached, but 2 of them have scored.
So Evans at third with only 1 gone, and BJ has a chance to pick up a run batted in. Pitch is a strike. Upton starts the night at 222. And the pitch is a strike. 0-2. You know, the Rays, we mentioned at the outset as BJ has a little conversation with Gary Cederstrom here on that call, and that's a strike on the corner.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good pitch all the way.
0-2. Down and away. A ball, 2 strikes. BJ fouls it. Still a ball, 2 strikes. Zach Britton. Lefty out of Weatherford, Texas. And he gets up and looking. Strike 3 call. Upton out of there. 2 gone. You
see a theme here? 4 out of 5. The first 2 were in there, tried to get him with a sinker, and then came right back in. That's just a perfectly placed fastball. And BJ, I'll tell you, he can have a complaint right now. He doesn't like that ball close to him, but if he goes down and looks.
Sean Rodriguez hit by that pitch. That's the 14th time Rodriguez has been hit by a pitch. So Sean Rodriguez heads to first. Well, that gives him a share of the team lead, the franchise lead, in fact, with Johnny Gomes.
Yeah, and that, we just saw Zach Britton dot up that inside corner 4 straight. It's like Sean Rodriguez is a tractor beam.
So it's first and third, and Casey Kochman will get a chance to bat here against Britton. Casey, the 5th leading hitter in the American League at .320, and he's hitting over .300 against lefties. Britton misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. The Rays got a run on just 3 hits off him in his first start back in April, on April 3rd. He was very good in that outing. They have 2 runs here in the first right now. 1-1. It's the breakout lefty righty. 309 against lefties. And 337 at home. And a good look at that pitch away. Slider out there, and it's 2-1. Basically a fastball, slider, and change. And the slider a little more to lefties than the change. The pitch is outside, and Rodriguez heads to second base. No throw. There was a look down to third. Longoria hanging close to the bag there. So a stolen base for Sean Rodriguez, his 11th. The count is 3-1 on Casey Kochman.
That's not something you see a whole lot against this Oriole ball club. They have actually fewest in the American League attempts against them, or 104 times, giving up the fewest stolen bases in the big leagues, or in the American League.
3-2 now.
A lot of it has to do with the guy that's behind the plate. Matt Wieters. Good young catcher.
Two-minute scoring position, full count, 2 outs. And it's line foul. Don't get too comfortable down there. Heads up.
Yeah.
You might need a glove down there.
Should come with the package.
Yeah. Three and 2 the count to Kochman. And he fouls it again right back over the screen. .29 pitches here in the first for Britton. Jennings and Damon have scored. And Kochman fouls another one out of play. Well, the Rays extending Britton here in the first inning already, forcing him into a 30-pitch frame.
Yeah, and not only that, but you start to bring up those bad memories of previous starts with bad first innings and the way that they ended so poorly. So, you know, twofold. You force a guy a lot of pitches, break him down a little bit, but then you start to negatively affect the mind.
This will be the 9th pitch of this at bat. Kochman battling the lefty. And he got him. A swing and a miss. Some action down with the fastball. The Rays get 2 runs. Jennings singled, Damon walked, and Longoria doubled into left field.
The Rays have jumped out early and lead it 2-0. It's a reminder that tonight's game is available in Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
David Price, a 1-2-3 first. On to the second he goes, facing the designated hitter Vladimir Guerrero. First pitch misses, the ball, no strikes.
How about the pine tar on that bat?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that comes from the helmet or vice versa.
Well, I know what it does tell me, that he won't be joining Josh Hamilton and Kelly Shoppach in any hammer throw contest.
That's for sure. Pitch is upstairs. 3-0.
You talk about a bad ball hitter, Vladimir Guerrero. There's really, especially in his prime, no place you could go safely.
And he actually walks on 4 pitches. A momentous occurrence here.
Not easy to do. Let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up. Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Brandon Guy are left to right in the outfield. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Sean Rodriguez, Ben Zobrist, and Casey Kochman. Jose Lobaton behind the plate. Tonight's Rays defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of, wait for it, the Sweet Spot.
And here's Matt Wieters, the catcher. Pitch is too high. Wieters 268 for the year, and after Price misses on the first 5 pitches, he gets a quick visit from Jose Lobaton. Lobaton had been out with that sprained left knee. Young catcher, the Rays want to get a pretty good look at him as much as they can this month. Outside fastball, 2-0. So Price, who came right out and was on his game and dominant for the first 3 hitters, can't find the strike zone here in the second. So 6 pitches out of the zone. picks up a strike to Wieters.
You hope it's just one of those 6-pitch anomalies, because he was super sharp in that first inning. You think about that at bat against J.J. Hardy. Fastball away, fastball in, backdoor cutter. Thanks for coming.
Now it's 3-1 on Wieters. Wieters is a guy who has given Price some problems. He's 5 for 13 against David. And a base hit into right field. Guerrero moves up to second. 2 men on with nobody out.
Yeah, this was by design here. Matt Wieters knows he's got a huge hole on the right side holding on Guerrero. Just watch him, not try to do too much with it. Just went right out there and poked that ball the other way. That's where a lot of hitters 3-1 would try to take a huge rip. But this ball down in the zone, he just says, okay, I'll just shoot it over there. That's good hitting.
Well, here's Mark Reynolds, the 4th leading home run hitter in the league. He's a home run and strikeout guy, to be sure. The first pitch is a breaking ball over for a strike. Well, it's a way to get ahead.
Well, he's looking for a fastball out over the plate, and he's going to take a rip.
31 home runs, 4th in the league, and 164 strikeouts. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Everything with this guy is full go. Swing, the hair.
Pitch down and in. 2-1. He has 2 hits lifetime against Price. They've both been home runs. They came in June in Baltimore. It's 2 out of 9 against David. And there are those 2 hits.
You see, that last one came on a fastball out over the plate, and that's why David Price this at bat. We've already seen the curveball and the changeup in those first 3 pitches. That gets a visit by Jim Hickey.
Well, the Rays with 2 runs in the first, and the Orioles have put 2 on in the second inning. Cut the miss. Fastball. 2-2. Pitch, and he's out on strike. So Price came after him with a couple fastballs, one 95, the other one 96, and he picks up the strikeout.
Well, Reynolds, obviously he's looking to go deep on every swing. And look at that big, powerful swing against the big velocity fastball that's up and away. You throw those balls that hard, really tough to center.
So he strikes out for the 165th time. Baltimore record.
Yeah, how about that? A Baltimore record already.
Yeah, we're just on the 2nd day of September.
Yeah, there's plenty more where that came from.
And Dino fouls the first pitch away. Well, he knows his game.
Yeah.
He's swinging for the fences.
A 5-to-1 ratio. I'll punch out 5 times for every home run I hit.
Pitch is low, and Lobotone blocks it. 1-1.
Yeah, they're going to discuss this because that last pitch, awkward. Fastball, you don't catch like this.
Yeah, because he's talking about the heel of the mitt. I'm not even sure it got much of the mitt. It was really crossed up. A 1-1 count. Pretty close, but he missed. 2-1, says Gary Cederstrom. Guerrero's at second, Wieters at first, and Dino at the plate. A little late right there.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up to 96.
And a good thing he was late, because that ball was right down the middle. And Dino took a big hack, but this ball got by him. Not to mention he kind of leaked out of there with the hip. That's where sometimes that extra velocity helps you out, because you can throw bad locations, sometimes still get a by it.
And strike 3 call. That one at 97 got him looking. So back-to-back strikeouts with men at first and second. Now 2 outs.
How about this location? Boom. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I saw a seam catch that front corner.
That's all it takes.
That's it.
There's Nolan Reimold, the left fielder, hitting .232, and he has some pop in his bat. Takes the pitch down. .263 against left-handed pitching. 5 of his 8 home runs against lefties. And a strike around the knees.
Well, I kind of thought that the way that Lobaton caught that ball, kind of awkward, that David would not get the call, because that was a clear strike. But sometimes when you get a catcher moving the glove like that and making an awkward catch, you don't get it.
2 balls and a strike.
Well, this is the one area too that we talked about. David Price, improved changeup, improved mix of pitches. He's done a lot better with runners in scoring position and runners just on base in general. Lowered the batting average against him considerably.
Fly ball, center field. Upton backs up a bit, is there waiting, and makes the catch. Walk and a single. Those men are left, and the Rays lead 2-0 mid-2. Two nothing here. The Rays lead the Baltimore Orioles, and they're coming in to bat in the bottom of the second inning.
Well, in tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Well, here is Lobaton to lead it off for the Rays in the bottom of the second inning. The switch hitting catcher. 1 ball, no strikes. And a line drive. There's a base hit down toward the corner. Lobaton heads for second base, and he's in there with a double. Well, Lobaton, who's gone 0 for 4 in very limited action with the Rays, comes up with a 2-base hit here. That's the Checkers' double of the game.
Yeah, waste no time. He got a fastball, almost like it had a little cut action. Britton does not throw a cutter, but that ball coming back across the plate, and he just yanks it right down the line.
Lobaton had seen limited action a couple years ago in the National League with San Diego and had picked up 3 hits over there, 3 singles. So he has an extra base hit now in the big leagues. A 2-base hit his first time up tonight. And the bunt by Geyer, and a good one. Britton with a pickup and the throw to first. Geyer made it close. Boy, that was close. Over to third goes Lobaton. Geyer almost beat that out.
Yeah, and you hope that the guys on the bench, Joe, those guys encourage him, continue going like that. I'm going to tell you, you're catching this Baltimore team a little bit flat right now. We saw the Desmond Jennings in the first hit of the game getting Ryan Adams out at second base, and then just a simple bunt and not even up the line. This is right out in front of home plate, and he's hustling. Britton turns, throws. Look at that. I mean, less than half a step.
So here's Jennings now waving and missing the breaking pitch, strike 1. So Lobaton goes to third on the bunt as Geyer gets cutted for sacrifice. Jennings trying to get the 3rd run of the night home. Popper foul. It's going to carry out a play. 2 strikes. Starting play tonight, Boston holds a half-game lead on New York. The Rays 9 back, 8.5 back in the wild card. Jennings battles and fouls the fastball back. Holds the count at 2 strikes. Blue Jays have taken a 2-0 lead in New York over the Yankees. They're batting in the top of the 3rd. And Texas now has a 5-0 lead early over the Red Sox at Fenway. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Texas batting in the top of the 2nd. Rangers scored 2 in the 1st. They have 3 in the 2nd inning.
And that's a place they've been playing very good baseball lately in Fenway Park. They go up there and beat Boston pretty good. Last couple of times they've gone up there.
2-2 the count. Well, Jennings got behind 0-2, and here we are, full count. Gotta like that. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, man at third. And he starts to go and check for ball 4. A nice at bat by Jennings. Second walk given up by Britton tonight. Going to get Johnny Damon to the plate. Bases are loaded with 1 out in the 2nd inning for Texas. Andrew Miller's going to be taken out of that game. The left-hander starting tonight for Boston. Pitch is a strike to Damon. So early tonight, both the Yankees and the Red Sox trailing. And Damon checks. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. Jose Lobaton at third base. Desmond Jennings at first. Desmond draws the toss. Two strikes. Breaking away from Damon's left-handed bat. It's fouled back. 6-6 against Baltimore. Just 1-5 here at Tropicana Field, and the Orioles have outscored the Rays. The Rays here are averaging only a run and a half a game, and of course the Orioles caught the Rays here early when the Rays got off to that very slow start and could not score a run. Jennings back in at first. The 1-2. Tap back to the mound. Now they're going to try to get two, and will to get out of the inning. Damon 1-6-3. Britton, Hardy to Reynolds on the double play ball. Through 2-0 Rays.
The top half of the third inning. And by the way, tonight is the payoff, guys, for the Rays broadcaster for the day auction, part of our Rays broadcast auction earlier. Trang Nguyen is with me right now. We'll get with her in just a second. Jose Lobaton catching tonight. The Rays said we're not sure if he can go the whole game as part of Ron Porterfield's program coming back from that rehab assignment. And so Lobaton will be in there for maybe 7 innings tonight. We'll see how that plays out as the first pitch is wide. Trang, tell us about the picture you're holding up. And by the way, thanks for being here tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me. This is Landon Harrington. I work at the Lighthouse of Pinellas, and he's one of my students.
Okay.
And I'm here with his parents, just supporting his cause. He's visually impaired and has cerebral palsy. And so we brought him out here to kind of show the support for the Rays and for the new foundation that they're opening up for him.
Sean Rodriguez throws out Ryan Adams for the first out of the inning. So Dr. Morales, a season ticket holder, was the winner of this broadcast auction package. A part of it is Trang has to hang out with me here for the third inning. So, guys, we'll send it back to you. In fact, I'll let Trang send it back. Send it back to Dwayne and Brian.
Back to you, Dwayne, Brian.
All right. She's got talent.
I was going to say, that was pretty seamless.
That's right. J.J. Hardy pitches a strike. Adams has bounced out to the shortstop. Hardy, who was called out on strikes his first time, takes a look at a strike and now bounces this one to Zobrist. Hardy is out of there, 4-3, 2 up and 2 down. So in contrast to the second inning, when Price had trouble finding the strike zone for a couple hitters, 4 pitches in, 2 outs here in the third. And Nick Markakis steps in. There's a strike.
Well, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
The 0-1 pitch to Markakis, too high. 1-1. Pitch coming in on him, and he did go on the appeal. Fielded Colbert down at third. Did not hesitate.
Well, didn't mean to, didn't want to, but watch this. Yep, that's going to be too far every time.
The 1-2. Pretty close. Fastball evens the count at 2-2.
It didn't mean to, didn't want to. Kind of sounds like my 3 years of college.
But did.
Yep,
there you are. 2-2. Oh, he's out of there. Strike 3 call on a fastball. 1-2-3. Go the Baltimore Orioles. We head into the bottom of the third. The Rays lead 2-0.
inning. The Rays leading the Orioles 2-0. I'm Angela Jacobs, inviting you to join me on Fox Sports Game Connect, where you can follow the game not just on the field but also online and get a pretty cool interactive experience. You can sign on to your own Twitter account, tweet along with me and other Rays and Orioles fans. You have stats, analysis, everything you need right there on foxsportsflorida.com. Guys.
All right, thank you. Not only is she Angela Jacobs, but she also answers to AJ. Same way Todd Callis answers to TK. Brian Anderson, BA. There you go. 1-0 the count here to Evan Longoria. The pitch, a strike, and the count is 1-1.
Yeah, DS doesn't work.
Yeah, see?
That's why you just go with D. Wayne.
Yeah, that's
phonetically.
Phonetically.
Or actually, well,
2 balls and a strike, the count to Evan Longoria. And full staff. Swing and a miss. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Your name is incapable of being brought down to just 2 letters. It's too magnanimous.
Maybe just one letter.
No, too
Okay.
big.
3. Swing and a miss. Longoria is out on strikes.
Well, this is just a reminder to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment later in tonight's game. You could go with one name, D. Wayne. D. Wayne says it all. Yeah.
Okay.
That still is more
Okay,
than
BA.
letters. Exactly.
Pitch is low to Zobrist. A ball, no strikes to Ben. Rays scored 2 runs in the first, driven home by Longoria. That's it so far. 2-0 ball game and a 2-0 count to Zobrist. Bottom of the third, New York now. Brett Gardner's hit a home run for the Yankees, and that game is tied. Blue Jays and the Yankees 2-2, bottom of the third. Zobrist up 3-0. Texas scored 4 in the second, and they have a 6-0 lead. 3-1 now, the count to Zobrist. And there is ball 4. Rolls in behind Wieters. Zobrist heads to first, picking up the 3rd walk issued by Zach Britton.
Well, whether you're looking for children's activities, restaurant deals, insider tips, or more, you'll find it all at TampaBay.com/things to do, powered by the St. Petersburg Times.
So Zobrist is at first with 1 out. B.J. Upton, who was caught looking in the first inning on a pitch that he thought might have been off the plate. And he goes after the first pitch, lifts it to center field, and Jones is there to make the catch. Zobrist retreats to first. So B.J. 0 for 2 tonight. He wasn't waiting around this time.
No, and he went after a pitch and jammed himself. That's why he hit that lazy pop-up into center field. That will only encourage Britton in his next at bat, if he sees him again, to continue to pound him in.
Yep, they got him looking in the first, and they've got him here. It's been a struggle lately for BJ. He's now 4 of his last 38. Here's Sean Rodriguez. Pitches down, a ball and no strikes. First 3 hitters of this game reached against Britton, and the Rays had 2 runs just that quickly. Rodriguez takes a strike. It's 1-1. Sean hit by a pitch in the first inning. The 14th time he's been hit by a pitch. Johnny Gomes was hit 14 times with a pitch in 2005, and they share the club record in that department. Zobrist back in first. pitch is a strike. You know, Gomes would get right up on top of that plate too. He was an aggressive guy up there, and sometimes when he got hit, you almost felt like he got hit on purpose because he wanted to get hit. He just enjoyed it.
That fits.
Yeah, it just fits with his personality.
Oh yeah.
Strike 3 call. Rodriguez out on strikes, and the Rays are finished. We're headed into the 4th, and the Rays lead 2-0. Great to have you with us. Adam Jones about to lead off the 4th against David Price. Given up no runs, 1 hit, a walk, and has 5 strikeouts through 3. High fastball to open the count to Adam Jones. One ball, no strikes. 1-1 the count. Pitch a bit wide, stayed out there. He tried to get that cutter to break over the corner, and it stayed a little bit outside. 2-1. It's fouled right back over the screen. A fastball at 95. 2-2. Price making his 8th career start against Baltimore, and he strikes out Jones. Fastball right by him at 96. 1 away, and it's time for the AT&T trivia question. When was the first triple play in baseball history without the ball ever touching the bat? When was that? And do you know any of the particulars on that? A triple play and the ball never touches the bat. Vladimir Guerrero. And the pitch is wide. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0. 6 strikeouts tonight for David Price. And he has 190 strikeouts. Into right center field. On the run is Geyer, and he makes the catch. Brandon Geyer running a straight line into right center field. A nice job of closing by the young outfielder there.
Keep it low. Up in the dome here, Brandon Geyer, not really sure, but how about this? He takes a nice route to that ball, like you said, straight line. He's got to make the catch. Not really a dive kind of after the fact, but does a nice job of getting his head as close to the glove as possible and going down. Pitcher appreciates that kind of effort to play like that.
You can see Price's reaction. Here's Wieters and a first pitch strike to the Baltimore catcher. Yeah, Geyer got a good jump on that ball and had a great route directly to it.
You know, those are the little subtleties of playing the outfield that kind of go unnoticed if you don't watch the replay and really break it down, because you've got to have a good jump, and if you take one step in or back a little bit on that route, that ball will get by you and roll to the wall. So everything had to be done perfectly in order to make that play.
Well, and that's why, you know, you're excited when you see a young player come up and do that, because it's the difference between first, you know, they used to say first division team and a second division team. Now it's clubs that have a chance to contend. That's all. If you can do that, that's going to help your pitching. The defense helps to support good pitching, makes it all better. Strike 3 call. Wieters looking at a fastball. 2 strikeouts, and this fine catch in right center field made by Geyer translates into a Batone, and the Rays have a 2-0 lead. Let's get the answer to our trivia question, brought to you by AT&T. When was the first triple play in baseball history without the ball ever touching the bat pulled off? Well, that would have been on this date in 2006, with the Seattle Mariners taking on the then Devil Rays. And here it is with J.P. Howell on the mound. Take a look at this. That was Ibanez out on strikes. They catch Beltre and Lopez, and a triple play. Now that is getting out of an inning. Here is Casey Kochman. The pitch is outside, 1-0. So a triple play without the ball ever being struck by the bat. And so far as we can find out to this point, that's the only time in baseball history that's occurred. We think that to be true, pending further research, but research has been pretty exhaustive already. Hey, there's a little base hit, going to fall in. Kochman has a base hit. Leadoff single here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll get Jose Lobaton to the plate. I mean, that's pretty efficient by JP right there. You face one man, you get a full inning.
First and third, 2 strikes, boom, strike. Yeah, I mean, you kidding me?
Lobaton batting right-handed. The pitch is a strike. Jose Lobaton out of Venezuela is 26 years old. And the Rays are hoping that he'll be one of those almost under the radar screen deals that they made. 1 ball, 1 strike. They got him off waivers from the San Diego Padres organization in July of 2009. And he finished out the year at the AA level for the Rays that season. And spent most of last year that he played at Durham, a little bit at AA. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And then this year in the minor leagues, and then he was up briefly with the Rays, and he suffered a sprained left knee, and that has kept him on the shelf for quite a while. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So they'll have an opportunity as it presents itself to take a look at him. Takes a close pitch right there for ball 3. Lobaton doubled up the left field line his first time. Zach Britton on the hill. Lobaton fouls that pitch. Off speed. And a line drive grabbed by Andino. He's going to go to second out there and out at first. Andino did not grab that ball cleanly, so he had to go to second base for the force. Of course, Kochman had to stop, and he was frozen over there, so he was out of there. And Lobaton was double up at first.
Yeah, I think everybody was frozen on this. Ball hit hard by Lobaton. And right there, you see it pop out. Now, Casey Kochman, that is very difficult to see that. He sees the ball go in the glove. He shuts it down, and then it becomes just another play. Watches his eyes. He sees that ball go in the glove where they freeze on a line drive. Actually, something they'll tell you go back on a line drive so you don't get doubled off. Not his fault.
Now Geyer takes a strike. An off-speed pitch. Yeah, you're a victim of circumstance if you're a base runner in that situation. One and one the count. Pitch thrown into the dirt. Geyer with a sacrifice bunt in this game. He homered off Zach Britton in Baltimore back in early May. Making his major league debut. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 2-2. Did a 3-1 fastball out. It was on May the 6th. Orioles Park at Camden Yards. Bouncer down to third, and a big scoop by Andino to take care of Geyer and the Rays. We head into the 5th inning, and the Rays lead 2-0.
Now we head into the top of the 5th inning. The Rays continue to lead the Orioles 2-0. Well, if Rays pitchers strike out 10 or more in a home game, you can take your ticket stub to any Cane's furniture store, pick yourself up a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Plus, while you're there, you can sign up for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. Cane's, quality so good, Dwayne, it's guaranteed for life. Does it get any better than that?
No, it's a win-win-win situation. Mark Reynolds takes the first pitch. The 5th inning is underway, and the pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Reynolds, Andino, and then Reimold due up for Baltimore. It's fouled out of play. The count is a ball and a strike. David Price on the hill for the Rays, making his 29th start, and after his 13th win. A little bit wide with that one. 2 balls and a strike. Three and one. And that's a strike. So he follows the changeup that he missed with, and then came back with a 96-mile-per-hour fastball. Full count. Swing and a miss. He powered him again. 96 with a fastball. That's 8 strikeouts. Time for the Keep Your Edge Spotlight, brought to you by Just for Men Mustache and Beard, and David Price giving the Rays the edge. 8 strikeouts tonight. Impressive once again.
Yeah, moving that fastball again. Good glove side, in on the righties, down and away to the lefties. That changeup, that full count changeup to Markakis really set the tone too.
There's a strike to Andino.
If we're sitting up here noticing it like we did, guess what? That Baltimore dugout is too. Like, wait a minute, did he just throw a 3-2 changeup?
Yeah.
Lefty on lefty, second hitter of the game.
Yeah, we're saying, hey, that's a big deal. That is really cool. And they're going, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You did that?
Right. Now what? What are you going to go up and look for?
That's exactly right.
You know, you've got to go up. You've always got to sit and be ready for the fastball with David Price. You can't get off of that or he will just embarrass you. But boy, oh boy, that serves notice, that pitch right there.
2 strikes to count to Andino. Fly ball to right. Geyer Backs up and makes the catch. Well, with Price throwing the ball again tonight the way he is, he certainly helps to give the Rays the edge, and you can keep your edge with Just for Men mustache and beard. Bases empty, 2 outs. Nolan Reimold about to step in. Reimold 0 for 1. Sent a fly ball to Upton in center field in the second. Pitch is a strike. And around the plate. Stayed a little bit wide. 1-1. There's a strike. I tell you, you go fastball and a changeup and a cutter, and once in a while you, for good measure, drop a little breaking ball into the mix. But I'll tell you, that cutter and the changeup, along with a fastball, 95, 96, 97. It's a tough combination. Two the count. And a cut and a miss. He strikes out Reimold. 2 more strikeouts. That's 9. We go to the bottom half of the 5th. The Rays will have Desmond. By your local Southern Ford dealers and by Subway. Eat fresh. At Tropicana Field, the Rays opening their homestand. Baltimore in tomorrow and again on Sunday. Rays with a 9-game stand here. Bottom of the 5th, Desmond Jennings in the batter's box. First pitch misses. Slider in. Two balls, no strikes. Jennings has been on twice. He singled, had an infield hit in the first, and that led to a run. He walked in the second inning. Three and nothing the count. He takes a strike. 3-1. Texas batting in the 4th inning, leading Boston 6-0. Desmond pops it up. Foul ball right side. That will carry into the stands. Zach Britton. Britton won't be 24 until December. And strike 3 called. Jennings took a pitch close and is called out on strikes.
The Mosaic Company and the Rays are working together to end hunger through home runs for food. With each Rays home run, Mosaic donates $500 to Feeding America Tampa Bay. So far, $69,500 has been donated.
Now Johnny Damon. He takes the ball. Damon grounded into a 1-6-3 double play in the second. Walked and scored in the first. Rays got those 2 runs quickly, and that's been it. 1-1 to count. Fly ball center field. Jones is there reaching up. 2 gone. Here's Evan Longoria to face Britton. Britton over the last year or so has made a quick jump. Spent last year between AA and AAA and had made only 12 starts at the AAA level before he found himself pitching for the Orioles. Evan Longoria takes the pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes. And a liner into right field. That ball's going to stay up long enough, and Markakis makes the catch. We're through 5 innings tonight. Rays lead 2-0.
Heading into the top of the 6th inning, the Rays continue to lead the Orioles 2-0. Kids, you can share the most important meal of the day with Longo. Pick up your very own Evan Longoria cereal bowl and spoon this Sunday, September the 4th, when the Rays host the Orioles. It's the day after tomorrow. First 10,000 kids, $1,400 get one. So pick up your tickets at raysbaseball.com.
It continues to be a very impressive looking item right there. Every youngster will want one. First pitch here in the 6th inning. 1 strike to count to Ryan Adams. Price has retired 12 in a row since Wieters picked up that base hit back in the 2nd inning. That's when, for whatever reason, Price had a little control issue. He opened the second by walking Guerrero on 4 pitches and then fell behind Wieters 3-1. Wieters hit the ball the other way, a base hit into right, and since then, nothing. And there's strike 3 call. Ryan Adams caught looking. Fastball 96. 10 strikeouts. This on the heels of his last outing when he struck out 14 in 7 innings in Toronto.
Well, once again, David Price, the last few starts, we've talked about the changeup, but the glove side fastball, the fastball in on the righties, and how many of those strikeouts have been fastballs in looking tonight, and or on that pitch, little backdoor cutter.
Cutter and a strike call to J.J. Hardy. 1 strike to count on Hardy. This one outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a popper. Short center. Zobrist out from second base. He's got it. So that's 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th inning. Let's take a look at our Ford leaderboard. Strikeouts since the All-Star break, and David Price right there with Sabathia and Verlander, the only 2 pitchers ahead of him. He has 10 strikeouts tonight, 14 his last time out, and he's 2 outs into the 6th inning tonight.
Closing quickly.
Nick Markakis. He's 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Pitch a little bit close. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Price has struck out everybody in this lineup except Vladimir Guerrero. There's the strike. He walked Guerrero in the 2nd and got him on a line drive into right center in the 4th inning. And has spread those 10 strikeouts out among the rest of the hitters in the Orioles lineup. Chopper down to 3rd. Longoria with the throw to first, and Kochman could not come up with it. Well, that ball to the foul side of the bag. Kochman reaching, had to leave the bag, and then the ball popped away from him. That's going to be an error. Well, the initial error is E3, but that's got to be at E5.
Yeah, I don't know how you give this error to Kochman. The throw pulled him off the bag. It was on the ground and just squirted out the end of the glove even before he made the tag. Never had that ball secure.
Yeah, Evan would be the first guy to say, hey, that's on me. So Markakis reaches on the error. And here is Adam Jones. Jones struck out his last time and swings and misses. Oh, 1 the count. So Price had retired 14 in a row between the base hit by Wieters and Markakis reaching on the error.
I'm refusing to write 3 down in my book.
I put 5.
I put E.
Yep. 1 ball and 1 strike. A little civil disobedience going on over here.
Oh, and I am sitting Indian style underneath the desk.
And a ground ball foul, broken bat. Counts 1 and 2. This game has been 2-0 since the first, and this is the first base runner the Orioles have had since the second. Line drive right to Evan, who's there and makes the grab. Jones hit it hard, but right at the Rays' third baseman. 2-0 Tampa Bay, middle of the sixth. The Rays got 2 runs in the first on the double by Evan Longoria, chasing Desmond Jennings and Johnny Damon. And some good defensive work tonight by Brandon Geyer, playing right field, and he made a nice grab on the ball hit by Guerrero. Ran a great route, got there to haul it in. Here's Ben Zobrist, and the pitch is a strike. Zobrist 0 for 1 tonight. We mentioned that triple play the Rays pulled without any contact being made. Then the ground ball to short, and Zobrist is out of there. Ben was in the middle of that triple play. He was playing shortstop for the Rays when they pulled off that triple play.
One of the few that's worn the green and the blue.
That's right.
J.P. Howell.
Yep.
Upton.
Yep. Shields. Here is BJ. And he takes the pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Britton just over 90 pitches now. It's foul right back into the screen, and it's 1-2.
Now Britton has settled down quite nicely. He's nicked up in that first inning off to a rough start. A base hit, a walk, a double.
Yeah, the Rays left 2 men in scoring position in that frame, so it could have been a bigger inning.
Oh yeah.
And he battled Kochman. Casey had that long at bat, like a 9-pitch at bat, before Britton finally got him on strikes to end the inning. He made 31 pitches in the first, and since then he had 3 consecutive innings of just 15 pitches, 11 in the 5th. And now he's 3-2 with BJ. Fastball foul back. BJ will see another 3-2 pitch. And a swing and a foul tip strikeout So Upton strikes out for the second time tonight. He's 0 for 3.
I don't know if this got the bat or the plate. This ball was way down. Yeah, I mean, he missed that by a foot. Watch this. He hits the corner of the plate. Or actually just hits the dirt.
Two gone. There's a ground ball off the bat of Rodriguez that knocks Britton's glove off, but he recovers and makes the play, and Britton is hurt. Britton takes his time leaving the infield. This ball hits sharply.
Two nothing as we head to the seventh inning. David Price on the mound. Just how good has Price been in his last 4 starts? Here's his answer.
The best pitcher I've ever been right now. That's fun. You know, you got to try and hold on to these times right here and continue to go with it.
And he goes into the seventh, gentlemen.
First pitch to Vladimir Guerrero's high. 10 strikeouts tonight for David Price. And the man he's facing right now, Vladimir Guerrero, is the only hitter in the Orioles lineup not to strike out tonight. Pitch inside. It's 2-0. Price walked him on 4 pitches. That's almost the impossible right there. He walked Guerrero on 4 pitches in the second. And then Guerrero lined out in the 4th inning. Takes a big cut and fouls it back. 2-1. That's the ball that he hit toward right center field. And Geyer, who's out there in right field tonight, got a great jump on that ball and ran a perfect route to catch it in right center. Three balls and a strike. He can't walk him twice in one game. And a ground ball right side, and that's just out of the reach of Zobrist. Guerrero hit the ball sharply and has a leadoff base hit here in the 7th inning. So a runner at first with nobody out. Here's tonight's poll question, brought to you by Autoway. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message rates apply. What do you think of the September call-up rule? TB1, great chance to see young players. TB2 should keep the roster at 25, and TB3 like it, but they should cap the number of players added. It's an interesting topic right there. Swing and a miss by Matt Wieters. Strike one.
For who?
Well, here's the question. Should you play 25 men the entire season, and then you get down to the critical time of the season and suddenly you're going to have as many players as you want.
Right.
You're going to have 40.
Right.
That's the one question.
Yep.
The other is, hey, have as many as you want. That's okay, fine. So why not have 40 players all season then?
Why do we keep score? Everybody gets
that's a red herring.
No, yeah, you're absolutely, you're right. I like the first point. You pay 25 guys all year long. You battle, scratch, claw. You get down to September pennant race, and all of a sudden you can bring up as many guys you want. Have just a guy that just has blazing speed to pinch run, and all these different things that give you a decided advantage.
Wieters out on strikes. The 11th strikeout here for Price. Yeah, that's an interesting topic. You think you can understand if you're a club out of the race, you want to see some young players and get them a little touch of major league time. It's there are managers, and you know this, that feel, hey, if you're playing September, it's not really major league competition that those young players are going to get, because if you're going to play a contender, there's Reynolds taking a strike. Managers are going to play as regulars against contenders, just for the essentially integrity of the game. But that competition, it's almost like, in a way, extended spring training. But they do, I guess, get some advantage of being around the major league environment, which would be good.
Absolutely. So what about this? What about this idea? Bring up as many as you want and expand the rosters to 27, 28. And you got to submit, here's my 28 for tonight's game. You could have 35 guys up.
Yeah.
But 7 of them are going to take batting practice and shag and do whatever, and they're going to be around the game. But they're not going to be, they have no chance of getting in the game. Mm-hmm. So cap the active roster at 27, 28, and allow teams to bring up as many as they want, but they have to designate their 27-man roster, give them 2 extra guys, an extra pitcher maybe a guy to run, and that's it.
Yep. That's not a bad idea. Why wasn't that one of the choices?
Well, I was never.
You were consulted.
I was not consulted at all.
Yeah, me neither. So Guerrero is at first with 1 out. Reynolds struck out twice and takes the pitch very close right there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There is ball 3 down and in. The count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I think that's a pretty interesting idea, because and forever, I mean, it's been okay, call up 40 guys if you want and have them all in your bullpen and your dugout and wherever else you can put them. Bring 5 new cabs and put them in there to get them to the ballpark and all that. It's interesting. I remember Bill Verdon, when he managed Houston, he didn't want a lot of extra players. Guerrero will go to second on the walk to Reynolds, and his feeling, and I thought he had a point. You bring up a lot of young players, they've been in the minor leagues, and now you're going to try to win a division, you're going to try to win something. He goes, there's too much of a temptation to use guys who you wouldn't use them for 5 months, and now you're going to use them in the most critical month. And I thought that made a lot of sense.
There's something, I think that's a great point. There's a reason that they're getting their first taste September the 3rd.
Yeah. Well, here's Robert Andino. 2 men on now. The pitch is down, 1 ball and no strikes. I think it's fun to see young players. I love, to see kids come up from the minor leagues. You get a look at them, and like we saw Geyer there. We saw a great jump that he made and a great play out there in right center field. That's great stuff. But I think your idea, I mean, call up as many guys as you want, but each night you're going to have to designate, okay, if we expand the roster to 28, you can have these 3 guys available.
Yeah.
Now I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think it's better for the competition as opposed to one team maybe has 27 guys and another team has 36. And
yeah.
What's fair about that?
I know. Start getting to an extra inning game, and
yeah,
everything means something.
Well, the Rays have a little conference on the mound here with Price falling behind Andino, 2-0. You know, that's a topic we should have like in the first couple innings of a game some night, because there's a lot to be explored about that expanded roster.
Maybe if one of our very alert viewers wants to earmark this, Web Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Very good. Here we are Friday. Next Wednesday, we're all over it. So Guerrero's at second and Reynolds is at first, and the 2-0 pitch is a ball. That's low to Andino. Fastball down. It's 100 pitches now for David Price. There's a little bump here in the 7th inning in this 2-0 ball game. Three and one now. Rays scored 2 in the first inning, and that's been it so far. And ball 3. The bases are loaded. So Price, who had a little issue similar to this back in the 2nd inning, finds himself in a spot in the 7th. Bases loaded with Nolan Reimold coming up. Jim Johnson is busy in the Baltimore bullpen right now. Reimold 0 for 2, struck out his last time. It's a fly ball down the left field line. It's Jennings in foul territory, tag at third, and the throw to the plate is not in time. Guerrero scores to make it 2-1. So Reimold with a fly ball caught in foul territory by Desmond Jennings. Turns out to be a sacrifice fly.
Well, Desmond's going to take his shot here at Vladimir Guerrero. Does not run as well as he once did. Still able to get there and ahead of it, and fortunate there that other Baltimore Oriole base runners, Reynolds and Andino, did not move up.
Yeah, they're still at first and second for Ryan Adams. Adams hits it on the ground, deflects off Kochman, picked up by Zobrist, and he couldn't find the handle. Price was on his way to first. Well, you talk about ricochet rabbit. That's exactly what that baseball was, off Kochman, off Zobrist, and they could not make the play to end the inning.
Well, this ball off of Kochman right to Zobrist, and they still have a chance because David Price alertly is heading over to first base. And right here, just cannot find. And I get a good grip on that baseball, so he's not able to make the throw.
So the second hit of the inning. Bases are loaded. J.J. Hardy is the hitter, and the pitch is a strike around the knees. So it becomes a serious threat here now. The Rays unable to get that third out. Joel Peralta in the bullpen.
Of course.
Appearing nightly at a bullpen near you. The pitch is down. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Guerrero has scored. Reynolds at third. Andino at second. Adams at first. Price ahead in the count of Hardy. A ball, 2 strikes. And a foul ball out of play. Hardy hitting over 300 with men in scoring position. In fact, over the past 2.5 weeks, the Orioles have hit 322 with men in scoring position. That's spread over their last 17 games. The 1-2 pitch again. Upstairs. Fastball, a little extra on that one. And it's 2-2. Price being extended a bit here in the 7th inning. Pitch number 110. And it's popped up. Foul ball, might stay playable, going to be close. That ball is about 2 rows back and out of the reach of Kochman. 28 pitches so far in this inning for David Price.
But he needs to make one more good one. And you forget that David Price was so in control of this ball game. You forget it was just a 2-0 lead.
Yep.
Very tedious, and now even more so with the bases juiced here. It's only up by a run.
A 2-2 count. Hardy hits it on the ground and a base hit into left. Reynolds has scored and Dino will score. Jennings could not come up with the ball cleanly, and Baltimore takes a 3-2 lead. So Hardy comes through for Baltimore. Adams stopped at second. It's a 3-run inning.
That was a backdoor cutter that found its way to the middle of the plate. And in this situation here with 2 strikes on Hardy, he's looking for something out over the plate that he could just try to put in play. And that pitch came back and caught too much plate.
Well, here's Nick Markakis with 2 men on and 2 men out. First pitch to Markakis, the 30th of the inning. And it's a strike.
I'll tell you what, when that second run right there and Dino came around to score, you could hear a pin drop in this building.
The 0-1. Ground ball right side. Zobrist there, turns and throws to first in time to retire the side. The Orioles put up 3. 7th inning stretch time, 3-2 Baltimore. We go to the home half of the 7th inning. The Rays are now down by a run, 3-2. Jim Johnson, the new pitcher for Baltimore. The first pitch to Kochman, Casey Kochman leading off, and it's a fastball too close.
Johnson on for the 56th time. 74 2/3 innings of work.
And he picks up a strike. So Zach Britton, who got off to a rocky start in the first inning but limited the damage to just 2 runs, allows only 2 in 6 innings of work tonight. And there's a hot shot to third, and Dino makes an outstanding play. That ball was behind him to his right, and he still came up with it to rob Kochman.
Casey Kochman making a bid, and Robert Andino has played a heck of a third base tonight. Saw him on the diving for that line drive, able to ball squirted out of his glove, and he's able to turn a double play. That play right there. Casey Kochman, so many times we've seen him go that way and be able to poke it by the third baseman in the hole. But Andino with a great play also had that really awkward short hop that he made a nice scoop on. He's played a nice third base.
Here's the pitch to Lobaton, a high pop fly right field, and Markakis takes it, 2 gone.
Well, listen up, people. This is the time and place for you to make your reservations for 2012 season tickets. You can establish your seniority and be in line for priority upgrades and exclusive benefits. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com.
Here's Brandon Guyer. 2 outs with the bases empty. Pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Foul back. One ball, 1 strike. One ball, 2 strikes. Guyer fooled on that curveball right there. Ooh, that fastball. Boy, that was close.
Yeah, and a guy with as much time as Brandon Guyer doesn't have, that call usually goes against you.
Yep.
That was a strike, I think, anyway.
The 2-2. And he has a line shot grabbed by Reynolds at first. 2 great defensive plays by the Baltimore Orioles here in the 7th. It's still 3-2 Baltimore.
Called on Joel Peralta a lot this season, but they really backed things down in the month of August. As you look at the breakdown, guys, April, May, June, July, 13, 12, 13, and 14. July included the All-Star break. He still got it 14 games. So he was on pace for 78 games, but in the month of August, just 9. So the Rays were aware he had never thrown more than 70 games in any one season in his career. So a little bit more rested as they head into September. Back to you.
So Peralta takes over here in the 8th inning. 7 innings for David Price, 11 strikeouts for the Rays starter. And the first pitch is popped up foul, straight back and out of play. Strike one, the count to Adam Jones. Peralta in relief of David Price here tonight. Strike on the outside edge. 0-2. Price worked 7, struck out 11, walked 3, gave up 4 hits and 3 runs in 113 pitches. 1-2 the count on Jones. Guerrero next, and then Wieters. And that's tap foul. A little break with that pitch. Three 4-0 for Baltimore. 2-4-1 for the Rays. Toronto batting in the top of the 7th. New York 3 and Toronto 2. And Texas now has a 10-0 lead at Boston in the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Jones is out on strikes. A dozen strikeouts for Rays pitching tonight. 11 belonging to Price.
Well, you can get exclusive deals and coupons delivered right to your phone with the free TampaBay.com/things-to-do iPhone app powered by the St. Petersburg Times. And that iPhone app is available now at the iTunes App Store.
Vladimir Guerrero. And a high hopper, high, up near the A-ring as it comes down and is caught by Longoria. 2 up and 2 down. So a strikeout and a pop out. Matt Wieters about to step in. Pitch inside. That's a strike call. Ball game here in the top of the 8th. Wade Davis pitches tomorrow night for the Rays. Jeremy Hellickson will work Sunday afternoon. Back into right field. Geyer back, still going, reaches out and makes the catch. And a nice job right there. Geyer's shown us some nice defensive work in right field here tonight.
Yeah, Brandon Geyer taking good angles, making nice plays. Look at this one. Lead over the Rays. Well, the Rays wives, along with All Children's Hospital, will host the first annual Mystery Ball on Saturday, September the 10th. Be sure to stop by gates 1 and 5 to purchase your Mystery Ball, signed by players throughout Major League Baseball, along with a silent auction outside the Whitney Bank Club. Each ball is $30, and quantities are limited. So get there and get her done.
A lot of enthusiasm down there, I saw.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I blushed from far.
I can't believe that.
No, it's just tanning gun.
1 ball, no strikes, the count to Desmond Jennings leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. There you go. Acknowledging your Cleveland background, but Tampa Bay front and center with BA.
I want that poster board signed by them. That's what I want.
Yeah. I think that could happen.
Well, display it right here in the booth.
Sure. There's a strike. Now 1-2.
We'll ever so discreetly cover up the Chief Wahoo, but we'll display it.
Yep. Okay. And I have just the item to cover the Chief with. There's a foul ball out of play.
A can?
Oh no.
We opened up that last night, and you know what? It was not.
Work.
It was not good.
Yeah, it was flat.
It was very flat, very flat and without flavor.
Hey, remember the Zim fans?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are great.
That's
fly ball, right field. Markakis is there to make the catch.
We could just cover it with Zim. Just have him come and sit in here. He's going to be at the park anyway.
Yeah.
Give him something to do.
We'd love to have him here.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Hey, take it from a guy who got to sit and spend some time with him.
Yeah.
Wow. We do want him here.
Absolutely. Because at final analysis, we are Zim fans.
Huge.
Yeah. Johnny Damon. First pitch is a strike. Damon held up. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a line drive caught by the shortstop, J.J. Hardy.
Some misplaced line drives tonight by Rays hitters.
Oh man, how about the 2 plays in the 7th inning?
Yeah. Then they had the line drive that Andino was able to turn a double play on. That shot right at Hardy.
Jim Johnson working his second inning. Here's Evan Longoria. One ball and no strikes to the count. 2-0. 3-4-0 for Baltimore. 2-4-1 for the Rays. Evans popped up. Who's going to get it? And that's Hardy, the shortstop, taking charge. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. We head into the ninth. 3-2 Baltimore. At 9. Well, we go to the ninth inning here at Tropicana Field tonight. Baltimore scored 3 in the 7th. Both Rays runs came in the first. Kyle Farnsworth will be the new pitcher for the Rays.
Well, Kyle comes on for the 56th time, a 5-1 record, 22 saves, ERA under 2. How about that strikeout to walk ratio, 42-8.
He'll face Mark Reynolds, who twice has struck out. He walked and scored in the 7th inning. Price walked 3 men tonight, and 2 of them were converted into runs by Baltimore. First pitch, Reynolds takes a strike. Peralta worked the perfect 8th inning, picking up a strikeout. So Farnsworth trying to hold the Orioles right here. The Rays will have Zobrist, Upton, and Rodriguez do in the bottom of the 9th. One ball, one strike. Shot back to left field. Jennings back, and that ball is going to be off the wall. Still in play, and into second base goes Reynolds with a double. Reynolds making a bid to get it out, but that ball below the line out there and off the wall.
Hanging slider, and he didn't get enough air underneath it. He hits a bullet here. You see the trajectory off the bat, low. And just short. Wow, I mean by a foot and a half.
If that, yep.
Yeah, I mean that was right there, and that will hit the mesh part.
So Reynolds has his 24th double. Robert Andino. Late on the fastball. Strike one. Bryce Peralta, Farnsworth. With a tap toward third. Over to third base goes Reynolds. Longoria's throw to first in time to get Andino. Longoria to Kochman. One away in the ninth. Nolan Reimold will bat. Reimold 0 for 2, drove in a run with a fly ball down the left field side in foul territory. That was in the seventh. The infield close, and the pitch got him. So Reimold hit by the pitch. Farnsworth coming in and just got a little bit of Reimold there. First and third here in the ninth for Ryan Adams. Adams reached on what turned out to be a big hit in the seventh inning, an infield hit that ricocheted off Kochman and Zobrist, enabling Adams to reach and keep the inning going. He takes the pitch too close. 1-0. New York taking a 3-2 lead into the bottom of the seventh inning on Toronto. Rays get Juan Cruz busy in the bullpen here. Farnsworth facing Adams. And the pitch is a strike. 1-1. Over to first. Back in. Reynolds third base. Reimold first. One out, 1-1 the count. Farnsworth ready. And the pitch is high. Fastball tracking in at 97, but up out of the strike zone. Ground ball shortstop. Rodriguez to Zobrist. One. First base 6-4-3 on the double play. That retires the side. The Rays are down by a run. They'll have Zobrist, Upton, and Rodriguez due in the bottom of the ninth.
Leading 3-2. Quick check of our Auto text poll question with expanded rosters. Do you like the extra men in September? TB1, great chance to see young players. TB2, should keep the roster at 25. TB3, they like it, but they should cap the number of players added. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates apply. Guys, we head to the bottom half of the ninth. Back to you.
Well, Kevin Gregg is the new pitcher, the closer for Baltimore. It's a 3-2 ball game. On for the 55th time, and as we start playing the bottom of the ninth, Sam Fold will come off the bench to pinch hit for Zobrist. 1 ball, no strikes. Upton due next, and then Rodriguez. The pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. A strike. 1-2. So Zobrist has gone 1 for 6 lifetime against Kevin Gregg. Lifted as Fold tries to get on here. 2-2. And a ground ball, base hit into right. So Fold hitting for Zobrist comes through with a base hit. You really have to wonder if there was something wrong with Zobrist. He had a little tough road trip, but or if Madden just played a hunch there, because Zobrist lifted and Fold comes through.
Yeah, I don't know how you take Zobrist out of the game, Rick. 1 for 6, that's not a big enough sample size to go off of that. So, yeah, you do wonder, but you're right. Sam Fold, he's got a flair for the dramatic.
So the Rays have some speed aboard at first. Todd Callis is getting to the bottom of this. We'll check in with Todd in a moment. Here's B.J. Upton lifting a foul ball out of play down the left side. Let's check in. Todd, what have you got for us?
Yeah, Ben Zobrist wasn't in the original lineup today. Joe Madden posted a late lineup with the guys arriving late. Had a little bit of a situation, a little tightness around the neck, but Ben talked his way into the lineup with Joe, and now obviously maybe it's flaring up on him again. Back to you.
There you are. So Todd Callis right on top of that.
It didn't take him long.
That's why he is who he is. Upton, 1 strike to count. Fold at first.
You ever get the feeling sometimes that Todd's already watched the game? That the game's already over for him?
Yep. Oh. Yeah, that's standard operating procedure for TK. Upton pops it up, short center. Adams out, Jones in, and Jones makes the catch. 1 away. DJ 0 for 4 tonight. Sean Rodriguez will bat. BJ was 3 for 6 lifetime off Kevin Gregg before that pop fly to center. And Sean Rodriguez now 2 out of 3 with a home run in his career off Gregg. And the Rays could use a long one here. They have 2 outs left and a man at first, down 3-2. The pitch is a strike. Pitch outside. 1-1. J.P. Howell is busy in the Rays bullpen just in case. It's low. 2-1. Each team with 5 hits. Rays scored 2 runs in the first. The Orioles put up 3 in the 7th. And the 2-1. Long shot, well foul. Driven deep, but well foul out of play. 2-2. Time granted by the plate umpire Gary Cederstrom. And that's up. Rodriguez checked in time. And the count is full. Runner goes, and the pitch is lined down the left side, but foul. And a catch by that fan. Well, that's a hard hit ball.
Yeah, that was a rocket shot. Good for him.
Well, Rodriguez on the road trip hit the hardest home run off the bat in Big League Baseball this year, 122.2 miles per hour.
And wasn't it a pretty wide margin between him and the second place finish, like 5 miles an hour? Do it again. Let's go home.
Full count. Runner goes again, and a pitch hit on the ground up the middle. Hardy's going to have to go to first out there. And Fold arrives safely at second. 2 outs with the potential tying run now at second for Casey Kochman.
Well, I like the Rays' chances here. You know Casey Kochman is going to put a good at bat on Kevin Gregg.
Yep, he's 1 of 1 lifetime against Gregg. Had a base hit in the 4th inning tonight. And in the 7th inning, and Dino, with that play he made at third, really took an extra base hit away from him. Casey came into the game the 5th leading hitter in the American League at 320. And he takes a pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes. Kochman takes it inside. 2-0. Kochman, the hitter for the Rays. Matt Joyce has moved into the on-deck circle, hoping to get a shot. Two 2-0 the count. And Kochman takes ball 3. 3-0. Buck Showalter, the Baltimore manager, a little pacing in the dugout. The 3-0. And that's going to be a strike. Just catching the zone. 3-1. Here's another look.
Now coming in with that cutter. Yeah. Nipped it.
Off second base, Sam Fold. And that's low. Kochman walks. Well, Gregg was very careful with Kochman.
That's not a bad walk.
Yep.
Casey Kochman, the thing about this is the Rays need a base hit. And if you're looking at Matt Joyce, Casey Kochman, Matt Joyce obviously has a lot more power, but he's more predictable. He's going to hit the ball, basically try to pull the ball to right field, where Casey Kochman, we've seen it time and again, he hits the ball all over the place and puts a real good at bat on you. So I think Kevin Gregg tried to throw a couple of really tough 2-strike pitches early in the count to induce an early swing. And when he didn't get it, he said, I'm not going to mess around with something out over the plate. If you want to get yourself out, great. If not, I'll walk you, set up a force play at any base besides home plate, and go after Matt Joyce.
A couple of changes here for the Rays. Elliott Johnson will run at first. He's at first. Fold at second. And now Matt Joyce will pinch hit for Lobaton. Greg's pitch, and Joyce takes it away. A fastball off the plate. So it's Matt Joyce, 0 for 2 lifetime with a walk against Greg. And he throws him a breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1.
Nice pitch there by Greg. Starts that ball outside corner, breaks it to the middle, right at the bottom of the zone.
It's off the plate end. 2 balls and a strike. Greg, the third pitcher for Baltimore, their closer. And he just misses there. It's 3-1. Fold open with a single. He's at second. Kautzman walk. Johnson runs for him. 3-1. And that's strike 2.
Now 3-1. Matt Joyce is looking for a straight fastball. He got a cutter. Probably get another one here.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. And ball 4. The bases are loaded. He took the cut fastball for a walk. Full goes to third. Johnson up to second. Joyce walks. Brandon Guyer is going to be the hitter. Well, he made a couple of outstanding defensive plays tonight. Base hit would really top off a good evening for him.
Wouldn't it ever? Brandon Guyer getting a big chance here.
The one hit he has for the Rays was the home run of Zach Britton up in Baltimore back in early May. And the pitch hit on the ground and a chopper deep short. Hardy's going to go to first. The scoop out to call it first, and this game is over. A close play at first. Hardy to his right made the throw to Reynolds at first, who scooped it, and the Rays come up a run short and will leave the bases loaded. 3-2 the final. Greg will pick up the save, and here's the final play and how close it was at first. Reynolds with a scoop. And the Baltimore Orioles have beaten the Rays 3-2. We'll be back with the totals in a moment.